I'm still not sold on Drew Smith.
Welcome to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. I'm your host, Martel Llewellyn. Guys, we have a stacked panel here today. We are pushing to 5,000 subscribers. So first, we have Amir from Team to Beat Miami Heat. Make sure that you guys go to his channel. We have Royal from the Basement Sports Network. We also have Davey from Davey's Doghouse and from Refuse to Lose Sports. Make sure that you guys go to all their platforms. And then also, too, we have David. David, you want to plug your social medias real quick?
Yeah, at Playbook SN. Follow that.
All right, so today we're going to be talking about everything Miami Heat. So we're going to open up the floor first to Royal. Twitter has been absolutely destroying him, talking about Tyler Hero. So this is a question, though, for the whole panel. What do you guys think about Tyler Hero? Is it just smoke and mirrors? Is he an all-star? Is he untradeable? Where do we move forward with Tyler Hero? I do think he is playing well, and this Miami Heat team would not be successful without his scoring. So, Royal, what's going on? Do you have beef with Tyler Hero? Do you want Tyler Hero traded? What is your issue with Tyler Hero?
So first of all, classifying it as Heat Twitter destroying me is an absurdity. I never get destroyed. I never lose. I always win. Everybody knows this. If you think you got me backed into the corner, I have the best footwork of Heat Twitter. I will maneuver myself out of any situation. Second of all, Martel, the disrespect that you're showing to our leading scorer right now is insane. All-star? Huh? MVP. That's what we need to be talking about right now. You see the jersey, bro. Like, y'all, I've been a Tyler Hero supporter from the very beginning, from day one. I've always told you guys that if this guy got the right set of circumstances, he would average 30 points per game in this league. And that is full of shit. Like, I can't keep that up for too long. I do not want to. It was fun for a couple seconds, and then after a while, I was like, I'm losing positive things to say about him. Look, Tyler Hero has played well. Full stop, end of sentence. Like, that has been the case. I need to see more. And I know people think 22 games is a large enough sample size, but I was in one of B. Farrell's spaces the other day where I heard a very good point. And it was, I've gotten 5 years of kind of like the same thing, and people want me to pivot entirely off of a 22 game sample size. And I'm just not willing to do that. If he can if this success translates for the rest of this season into the playoffs, then maybe I can start, reassessing my own opinions of Tyler Hero. But until I see this success kind of sustained and replicated in a playoff setting, then I reserve the right to be like, okay, this is nice, but what happens when the other foot drops? You know what I mean? Like, I do not believe he's an all-star. I don't think that he's taking some gigantic leap. I believe that he has just put himself in a situation where he's taking better shots. He's playing within himself. He's playing within the flow of the offense, and that has resulted in success for him. I do not believe that he's gained any new skill set that has made him take this massive leap as a player. Like, I just don't, and I don't give a shit if people on Twitter don't like that.
Now, what about you, David?
I would say right now, if you were to tell me that he is playing like an all-star, yes, he is 100%. The numbers back it up. There's 13 players right now in the NBA that have shot over 200 threes this year. Tyler Hero ranks third in percentage amongst those guys, and like, he's having a really good year so far. But it is 22 games, and Tyler Hero has had seasons where he has started off red hot, and his shooting's good, 3-point percentage is good all around. I would say this year what he's added more to is his all-around game, the assisting. He's really looking forward to like passing the ball too. And then also, Royal talked about it on our space the other night. He's taken a lot of those mid-range twos that we used to see, and he's actually put those into the threes. So as Miami this year has become like one of the best 3-point percentage teams in the league, he has a lot to do with that. And so far right now, I would say he is playing at an all-star level. He would definitely be considered to be an all-star, but we got to get to February to find out if that's all going to happen, because it's all about consistency as well.
Yeah, go ahead, Davey.
I'll say this, because I've been very critical of Tyler Hero over the last few seasons, especially last season. I've been very, very critical of Tyler Hero. I'll say this, though. He has played the best Miami Heat basketball out of anybody this season. Let's just be honest about it. If you look at how he's played offensively, playmaking, even somewhat defensively, he stepped up a little bit when it comes to being able to get at least in the passing lanes as far as getting steals. I'm not saying that he's a great on ball defender. We know he's not that. That's just let's get that out of the vocabulary when it comes to Tyler Hero. But everything has gone up for him this year. He is up as far as his points compared to what it usually is. He's gone up 96% in his points. He's up 81% in his rebounding. He's up 90% in his assists. Like he's averaging 5 assists a game. That's huge for Tyler Hero because that hasn't been the case since he got drafted to Miami. But I think another thing that plays a part in it is that Terry Rozier has played terrible. For Terry Rozier playing terrible, because remember we traded for Terry Rozier last year for him to come in to be our point guard, but he got pretty much pushed to the bench. And what you got now is Tyler Hero taking over as the playmaking ability. It's not like we never knew he had it. It's just that he wasn't using it. But he is taking a lot. He's taking a lot more smart shots, more smarter shots now. He's not playing scared. He's driving the ball a lot more. But the thing is, he did this 2 years ago. 2 years ago when we went to the finals, he also drove the ball a lot more and everything. But it didn't come to where it is now. For me, I have to see it. I'm not going to say February. I got to see it for at least 20 more games. When you get to the half point in the season, you kind of know how everybody's going to play. So I got to get at least to a half point of the season to say that he should be an all-star. He's playing at an all-star level. Don't get me wrong. He's balling out. He just got announced as the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. So he's doing something that I don't know if he's ever gotten this award, honestly. And it's not a huge award, but it's an improvement for him. And like I said, I still want to see if he's going to play better than his six man of the year season. You know, he had that a few years ago, but now we need to see him do that now as a starter. He has to step up, and we'll see.
I got a little bit of pushback to that. First off, Tyler Hero winning the same award as Luka Doncic is disgusting work by the NBA. Adam Silver needs to be fired. Second, like the small bit of pushback that I got for what you said is like a half a season is enough to kind of like know where you're expecting the season to go. I remember that same 2 seasons ago, Bam, when Jimmy got hurt at the beginning of the season, Bam played really well up until the All-Star break. And then after the All-Star break, his play dipped a little bit. That was around like the 40, 42 game mark. When people say that like a half a season is enough, it's just like we've seen Tyler throughout the course of the years be inconsistent. Now, these first couple of games, he's been efficient, he's been consistent, and you want to give him his flowers for that. But I can't, at the 40 games, like say, this is the new Tyler Hero. This is who he is now. Everybody should buy into this. Like, no, bro, I got 5 years of footage versus 20 games of footage. And I want to make sure, shout out to my girl Nu, because I believe she came on and she killed in that space when she eloquated this. Like, it was just like, if I must accept that this is the new Tyler Hero, then people have to accept the Tyler Hero that I've been bitching about for the past couple of years. Martel, I don't know if I can say bitching on your podcast, but I just did twice. But like, people have to acknowledge both sides of the argument. You can't just lean into one and say, this is the truth. You've been wrong this whole time. Like no, I haven't.
So maybe you kind of misinterpreted what I was saying. I'm not saying that this is going to be who he is from now on. What I'm saying is we can tell what we can get an estimate of what he may be for the rest of the season. And I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star from here on out. That's not what I'm saying at all. Because I need to see more than just 40 games to say he's going to be an all-star from here on out. And he's going to average 25 to 28 points per game. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is just for the rest of the season, if he continues to play consistently like this, because if you think about his career, has he ever played consistently throughout just a 40 game stretch? No. Other than his 6 man of the year season, he hasn't. So that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is if he does that for at least 40 games, then okay, maybe we can kind of sort of say that he might be able to do this for the rest of the season. Not saying that, an injury might happen or something like that. Who knows what may happen. But
I've been avoiding that topic.
All I'm saying is just for the season, not for the rest of his career. Nah, I'm not saying that.
I hear that. I've been avoiding that injury shit. I've been avoiding saying anything about it.
He's also never played 40 games in a row ever. He's played the most he's ever played is 67 games. So like this 22 game streak might be the longest consecutive. Someone looked that up in the chat in the audience. I don't know, but when was the last time he played 22 without missing a single game? So I agree with what both you're saying, but Royal, I want to see this, and I agree with you more so because I critiqued him too. Obviously, but I'm going to give him his credit. I don't think we could say he's the best Miami Heat player right now. I could say he's the best offensive Miami Heat player by far. He's playing like an all-star right now. I give him his credit, but can you do it for the whole season? Yes, I'm like seeing that it's happened for 22 games. I'm surprised because I think last year for the first 12 games he did this. Then he landed on Triple J's foot in that Memphis game because he was doing that floater. Then he missed 18 games in a row. And then obviously he was back to that inconsistent Tyler, where one game he gets you 13, the next game 22, the next game 8. So the thing about Tyler this season, he's consistent. His numbers are going up. His 3-point percentage, his 2-point percentage, his free throw percentage. I'll give him the credit. But this is the Miami freaking Heat. What does Pat Riley say? Playoffs tell. Do this in the freaking playoffs. So I want to see it for a full season, right? Because it could be fool's gold, right, Royal? Like, proof is in the pudding. 22 games is enough proof now, but I've seen this before. And to your point, we see Bam decline after All-Star break, and other players have done this too. Show it to me in the playoffs, because what does Tyler Hero average in the playoffs? 14 points per game. What is his career average? Like 19, 20 points, whatever it is.
16.
What? Yeah. So he's averaging 33% from 3 in the playoffs. Not as bad as Karl Anthony Towns or a Julius Randle type of guy, because those guys have been all-stars and higher caliber players than Tyler Hero. But he has fallen off in the playoffs. Do it in the freaking playoffs, and then we can talk. Like, yes, he's playing like an all-star, but can it sustain? He's been consistent. That's the thing I'm going to give it to him. He's been more efficient. We talked about it. His shot profile. He's got rid of the mid-range. He's got rid of that floater. He has put on some size. He does have some confidence. You could see that he's finishing better at the rim. He's not getting blocked every goddamn play at the rim too, which is kind of shocking. If you guys remember that, he would always get to the rack and actually get blocked. But either way,
I got an example of one time he did get blocked, but I could not
bring it up. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like I need to see this for not the regular season, but in the playoffs. Like,
yeah, I think you
don't
hit
give me
it
no
on the
leeway.
nail,
I will
too.
take it.
Take
When-
everything you can. Go
When
for
we're
it.
talking about Tyler Hero, I think a big thing that always comes up with him is like the injuries that he's sustained throughout his entire career. And this year, to your point, Amir, we've seen him play 22 straight games, and that's gotta, like, it feels good for us because, you know, when Tyler Hero in the beginning of the seasons, he's always like good at, like, you know, scoring. He's always going to be at least your number 1, number 2 scorer on any given night. But the main thing is just keeping him in play. So as long as, you know, he stays healthy, I think that can help, you know, him go forward and maybe, you know, defeat some of these, you know, narratives and stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking in a second, Martell, because I know you're the host, but all 5 of us are hosts, and I tend to talk after everybody sometimes. But really quickly though, like, and I'm giving Tyler Hero his full props, full stop. That's what we've done here. I hate to be this guy. No, I don't. I love to be this guy. Tyler Hero doing this did not translate into winning, even at the beginning of the season. Our winning streak, all these games that we've kind of put together, it's not to say that Tyler Hero is the reason that we lost or anything like that. I'm just saying, like, when he was doing it and Bam and Jimmy were playing like shit, like, this did not translate into win. And I'm sorry I'm saying shit on your podcast again, Martin. But when this winning, it started when Bam started to play to his level. And so, like, when I look at Tyler Hero, I always talk about production versus impact. Like, the counting stats look phenomenal. But the impact on winning, like, it needs to be contextualized to some regard. Like, yes, he is contributing to winning. Yes, he is contributing to the winning of like this season. Yes, he's played phenomenal. But like, there's a conversation to be had about like what his production and how that impacts the overarching goal.
No, but I mean, you actually made a very good point. It's like, people are raving about Tyler Hero right now. That means that he's been playing terrible the past few years. And to be honest, once you're getting into like year 6 and year 7, you are who you are. Like, you're not going to go from like, you know, this regular player to an all-star from year 7 to year 10.
But
that's
he's
not
24.
Yeah, like, that's not normal. But David, was the Terry Rozier trade a mistake? I mean, because ultimately
100%. 100%.
Let me break it down though real quick, because, you know, they did give up the expiring, they did give up the first round pick, but then it also handicapped us during the offseason to make any moves. You know, we kind of really didn't give up all that for a bench player that pretty much doesn't fit with, you know, like with the roster. He doesn't necessarily complement Tyler Hero. I mean, my main goal was DeJounte Murray only because he fits the Bam Adebayo timeline. Great two-way player. But how do you feel about the whole Terry Rozier thing, and should we be looking to trade him?
Yes, 100% trade Terry. He's doing nothing for this bench unit. I'm not even going to say for the team. I'm talking about for the bench unit. We threw him to the bench, and his production just seemingly got even worse. Like, this guy is not even swinging the ball around. As soon as he gets the ball, he is going bam, bam, step back, three. And every single time that happens, I just want to rip my hair out. For the most part, Terry is who he is at this point. You're not going to get any real good production other than, you know, some good threes, maybe, you know, a 15, 20-point night, possibly. But that still hasn't happened in quite a few games. So it was a mistake. I agree with you 100% that we should have gotten DeJounte instead. That's who I was, like, you know, more talking about when we were talking about the trade initially. But we ended up missing out on that as well. I mean, just, you know, another miss by the Miami Heat. Who knew?
I completely disagree. Last game, 14 points off the bench on 14 shot attempts. Like, that's really good. He had 14 points last night, guys, but it took him 14 shots, right? So I agree with what you're saying. Like, we can't get rid of him this year, but maybe next year as an expiring for $25 million. Can we get like a Cam Johnson or a Finney Smith or a Bruce Brown type of guy for him?
No, because
probably not, right? But that would be great.
Those picks, and we don't have any picks.
Do you think we have to attach Royal? Do you think we have to attach a pick to get rid of Terry? Because that would be egregious.
So who you want to get?
Yeah. So So first of all, I agree that this was a terrible trade from the onset. Big Vic, I ain't gonna hold you, brother. I'm not gonna be calling no grown ass man Big Vic. Your name is Victor, bitch. Your name Victor as long as I'm on this panel. And fuck you, bro. Like, I don't care about what you talk about. I'm not gonna do that on your. Come to the basement so I can cuss you out properly. But right here, I'm gonna be respectful of this audience because I do not want my man Martell. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to this video. Make sure y'all subscribe to this channel. My boy Martell does wonderful work. Y'all make sure y'all support him and anybody else who does content for this bullshit ass team. Back to the topic at hand. Terry Rozier, the trade was bad when it happened. It's even worse in hindsight. I do not want to trade him because there are two reasons for that. One, I feel like this front office needs to learn its lesson. Y'all went out there and made this move. Y'all need to deal with the consequences of that. Eat your fucking vegetables. Like, that's what they need to deal with. They need to understand that all moves aren't good moves. And I think trading Terry Rozier is trading him is kind of like another in that list of moves. You're not going to improve by trading Terry Rozier. You're not going to get back a better player. Like that trade that we saw for De'Aaron Fox. I don't know if people saw that on Twitter. Like, it's another problem with Heat fans. They want to give up everybody who's playing like shit to get an all-star caliber point guard. One first-round pick, Khalil Ware, who hasn't seen the floor, Niko Jovic, and Terry Rozier, who have been removed from the starting lineup, and Jaime Jaquez, who can't shoot threes. Like, you want to give that up, and you honestly believe that you're going to get him. Like, that is the deluded part of this fan base. It's not going to happen. If you trade Terry Rozier, even if you attach a first, it will be a lateral move, and it'll be a step in the wrong direction. Gang, this gun don't jam, bro. I just want to let you know that. Like, out the gate, like, you can come find. I ain't gonna. Let's not do it. Martell, don't. I'm not entertaining. But
crazy. Go ahead, Davey.
Yeah.
All right, so I got two separate answers when it comes to this. For one, hindsight, you can say, yes, this is absolutely a terrible trade. He's played absolutely horrible this season. But last year when we made that trade, do you remember why we made that trade? We made that trade. Kyle Lowry was absolute trash when we had him. So we needed to make that trade. We had to get rid of him. I understand that we gave up a first-round pick for him, but let's be honest. In today's NBA, people are giving away first-round picks for just about anything. Think about the Rudy Gobert trade. Do we really think he was worth all of that he got rid of. Whether he made the play, they made it to the Western Conference Finals last year or not. Well, it wasn't him. He was the reason why they lost the Western Conference Finals because he got cooked by Luka multiple times. So let's think about that. When Terry came over, he had a little bit of difficulty getting used to the offense. But as soon as he got used to the offense, he started getting hot. After he got hot, he got hurt. Then we didn't see him after that. So what I'm going to say is, hindsight, yes, it's absolutely terrible.
What was the connection there?
He does not
what
fit.
What was happening when Terry got hot? Like somebody wasn't there. Then
Jimmy wasn't there.
My starting shooting guard.
No, the other guy.
The
other one.
My starting shooting guard was going crazy.
Tyler Hero wasn't there. But what I'm saying is, if you look at what he did, he was able to fit in the spot where we didn't, where we were missing. We were missing someone to come in and score, and kind of he wouldn't. I can't say facilitate, but kind of try to facilitate. But he came in and started playing like Terry Rozier. We know what Terry Rozier was made. He's a scorer. That's all he's ever been. He was like that in Boston. He was like that and with the Hornets. That's all he's ever been. That's all he will be. He's a scorer. He's not a defender. He's not a facilitator. He's just looking to score. That's what he does best and what he does best. Now he's not doing that at all this season. I think he's averaging maybe 9-10 points a game this season, if that. I don't know, but he has not. He's played putrid. Let's just be honest about it. He's played absolutely terrible this year. So, do we need to make a trade? Yes, but is anybody really going to trade for him? No, I don't see it happening.
I'm sorry, I keep doing this, but I got a little bit on that too. Like when you say like we needed to get off of Kyle Lowry, like
we did.
It goes. I agree that Kyle Lowry was not in the situation.
We did.
The
fan base was pissed that we still had him.
I was, brother. My network made one of the most popular Lowry videos that's probably ever existed on the internet, brother. We wanted him gone too. But like the trade itself goes back to the conversation that we were just having: production versus impact. Like, does Terry Rozier have a different impact than Kyle Lowry on his roster? No, we were no better because he came here. The offense didn't function more fluidly. Like nothing changed when Terry Rozier got here. We just got Terry Rozier. Like, and that to me is kind of like where we're going to kind of get. Huh?
What happened was we just got a better player, but he wasn't a better player for the system. That's what it was.
No, and there was a comment that said we didn't get the point guard value when we brought Terry Rozier in. That comment right there. Yes, I'm telling you right now, Terry Rozier has never been a playmaker.
No,
he's never been a playmaker in his career.
No,
he is a guy that's going to possibly kickstart your offense and get you buckets when you need to, especially when you're on the fucking Hornets. So, like, his ability to score there and them being okay with all these step back shots, they're okay with LaMelo Ball right now taking 1 foot 3-point shots. So you can see the organizational dysfunction with the Hornets. And then when you get to the Miami Heat, it's a different animal. You got all these players around you to where you can actually maximize your game, and you can't do it.
Somebody said we should have squeezed more out of the Hornets instead of just taking. So that's
what are we gonna get?
Well, but
you're talking about PJ Washington.
Miles Bridges,
PJ
Washington.
Like any of those guys, like if you include them in the trade, then the trade is more palatable. Like if you desperately needed a backup big. If you get one in this Terry Rozier trade, Nick Richards may not be a world beater in terms of names or whatever, but as a backup big, that's solid. That's an upgrade over Thomas Bryant. That's an upgrade on what you got in the house.
I mean, anything is an upgrade over Thomas Bryant.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Like you could have gotten more for a $30 million expired in the first round pick. We got Terry Rozier.
Just Terry Rozier.
Only Terry Rozier.
And how to give up a first round pick.
No, but that's the thing. I think that bad asset management over these past few years, like with Jameer, like what do you think has really been, some of the biggest downfalls for the Miami Heat? I mean, Locked On Heat said is when we traded for Victor Oladipo. I just think that undrafted stuff, the injuries that we couldn't control, and bad asset management were some of the things that really
about to set people on fire.
Pat Riley.
No, hold on. But then also to Kyle Lowry. They should have never have signed Kyle Lowry. I think honestly, Kyle Lowry was that $90 million hurt us more than what a lot of people think.
Martell,
That's
go
what
ahead.
friendship. That's what
You think they
happens
should
when
have
you got
signed
good friendship.
Huh?
Yeah. You think you should have signed Lonzo Ball because the two top point guards in that market were Kyle Lowry and Lonzo Ball? Would you have gone Lonzo Ball over Kyle Lowry?
Hell no.
I
The
would
problem is
personally
with
never
Lonzo
have
is
Lonzo
always
Ball on
hurt.
my team.
So
Huh?
listen, Lonzo would have never played for us.
So Kyle Lowry was the best. Well, you don't
No,
know that.
I
Like,
agree
don't
with
think.
you. I agree with you, but my problem is, and I'm always gonna say this, even though like Amir told me not to, it's Jimmy Butler's fault. You bring your man's over here, out of shape and overweight, and I'm not saying that he was gonna be in some stellar shape because he's never been. He knew what he was coming to. You bring your man's over here, and he's looking at the court like, I gotta run on the court. All of a sudden, I gotta lift weights. Why are you so surprised?
I ain't gonna lie.
He was out of shape, overweight, eating burgers and shakes the whole time.
Boy, Don DeMarco.
He trying to spit balls, man.
Man, come on, man. Put that boy on URL right quick,
Boy,
man.
you stay right out here.
What's
$90
Slack
million.
at, man? Slack. Get that boy on there, man.
Cook.
But I will
You know what I
say,
mean?
like, the one
Man,
thing on my record, this is an exclusive for your pod. I was wrong one time. I'll admit it. I wanted Kyle Lowry here. I said it. I wanted Lonzo more, but when they signed Kyle Lowry, I wasn't pissed at it, bro. Like,
but we all wanted
fine.
Kyle. We just
We
didn't
did.
know he was gonna come over here and be Fat Boy Lowry, not want to do anything, not want to shoot the ball.
So I guess this is where I have a disagreement when it comes to him being here because of Jimmy Butler. When has Pat Riley ever done something for a player on this team in favor
When
of them?
LeBron James was here, they
Barely.
signed Mike Miller. They signed
Shabazz-
Mike Miller.
I'm talking about. If you look at everything, if you look at what did LeBron want in the beginning? He wanted Eric Spoelstra fired, right?
Yeah.
He wanted to be able to run the office like he does in every team. When Pat Riley was like, "Nah, not doing that here." Dwayne Wade was asking for players before LeBron got there, and he wasn't getting them. He got Shaq because Shaq just became available. That was like, all right, oh wow. I mean, I can't miss out on this. And Pat Riley already has Lakers ties. He already, he was with the Showtime Lakers, so he has Laker ties already. So they was like, you know what, give you a gift. Here's Shaq. And then of course, I mean Gary Payton, who also played for the Lakers as well. So it may also, all right, that's cool. But LeBron, other than those, the thing was LeBron didn't want those players. He needed those players. That's the difference. It's not that he wanted, he needed those players because LeBron has to play around with shooters. Jimmy Butler needed a point guard. He didn't necessarily say, hey, Pat, go give me him. That's not, Pat doesn't run like that. Pat doesn't run his team like that at all. That's not how Pat goes.
Maybe Pat didn't take his orders, but I think Jimmy Butler had enough cachet within the organization to be like, if you're going to prioritize point guard,
maybe he did.
I
But
want
what I'm
Kyle
saying
Lowry.
is, at the end of the day, this falls on Pat Riley. Pat Riley needs to know he has to do a lot better.
No, because they didn't even want to give him the third year. They only gave him the third year because that's Jimmy's man's.
No.
They
I would say they gave him that third year. They gave him that third year because it was a competitive market. Philly also wanted Kyle Lowry in that year, and the only way for Miami to secure him was to pay him a premium price and to add that third year. I will agree with you that like this is a Pat Riley issue, and I want to get back to Amir because Martell asked him a question, and I kind of like want to let him get his shot off. But like, yeah, bro, like. I agree. Like this is mainly on Pat, but I think Jimmy is also culpable in this kind of Kyle Lowry thing too. You kind of miss Kyle Lowry. You are a sick man with sick thoughts.
Hey, I'm just saying real quick. I have not seen this Heat team take charges since that man left. I'm just saying. That's the only thing I got for Kyle Lowry. Other than that, bro, later, bro.
I think
taking charges or just flopping. That's
what was the biggest mistake over the past couple of years, Martell?
Yeah, what was the question earlier?
What was the biggest mistake? Like, was it the mismanagements? Was it Kyle Lowry? Was it the injuries that we couldn't control? Or maybe keeping Victor Oladipo too long? Trading, Olynyk, not giving a Bam a proper force since the bubble? I think that there was a bunch of mistakes, but what are some of like the biggest downfalls of this, Jimmy Butler build?
I mean, there's a lot. We can't use injuries as a mistake, but I mean, unless you sign like a Lonzo Ball type of injury-prone dude. But in the 5 years prior to this year in the build, the Duncan contract, obviously he's becoming better. We could talk about. I have a question for you, Royal, about Duncan. I want to talk to him and give him some credit, obviously, as he's been inserted in the starting lineup, and now we're 7-2. But initially, that contract was bad.
Now.
Year 3, year 4, or no, year 2, 3 were sketchy. The Tyler Hero contract, I know we had to give him that after the rookie scale contract, like we immediately paid him. I don't think that was great. Obviously, the undrafted piece. You and I talk about this shit all the time. Like relying too heavily on the developmental system and missing out on veteran type of 3-and-D type players and just being cheap to a certain degree. The Kyle thing. Precious Achua, obviously. Like, I mean, obviously hindsight's 2020, but
I feel like
drafting
you missed
him,
one contract.
You're
drafting
gonna
him
hit
versus
missing
Tyrese.
drafts every year.
Duncan Robinson's contract, that one was bad too at that time.
Yeah,
That
that's what I'm
was
saying.
absolutely
Duncan,
terrible.
Tyler,
Hey,
giving
man.
those contracts.
Hey now. Hey
Hold on now. It was fucking terrible. I ain't gonna lie to you,
y'all
Farrell.
respect that shooter.
No,
Yeah, but
it was absolutely
horrible.
horrible at that time. I'm sorry.
Hey,
No
listen,
matter
it
what
was
he's done the
horrible.
last
At
couple
the
seasons,
at
he's
the
gotten
time,
better.
it was
But
rough to
at that
watch.
time, it was
I couldn't-
trash. He
Yeah,
should
So,
have
you're
gotten
you're
So,
still
Amir,
horrible.
way to defend.
Amir, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Duncan Robinson is like patient zero for how people should like predict how I would go if Tyler started playing better. I wanted to fire Duncan Robinson ass into the moon when he signed that damn contract. I hated it and hated him for like 3 years of the contract. And I think it was like 2 years ago where I was like, okay, Dunk. When we started to see when Duncan Robinson gave Wemby that Smitty, that's when he became my starting shooting guard for the rest of my life. Because that moved me. All right. But like I can pivot, I can change. I just need to see the evidence on the court that supports that. Like Duncan gave me a stretch long enough to the point where I was like, okay, the improvements to his game are sustainable, and like he's kind of like they're not as eye popping as they are now, but he still does some of that stuff. He's still driving to the basket. He's still he's still diversified his game to the point where he's not just a shooter anymore.
Yeah.
And so that growth, his personal growth, that made me turn the corner on Duncan Robinson. And again, I hate to circle it back to patience to our boy here, but like if I see that same kind of thing, then I can be moved to like change my opinions on him too. So like I'm not a lost cause, people, but brother, I am stubborn as a mule. Now you're gonna have to convince me.
Yeah, Duncan was in that sharpshooter, Bertans, Joe Harris.
No, but hold on, Amir. There's no way
McDermott.
that you give an undrafted player that you made that type of money. Like I understand what the shooters were going for. There's no way that I remember I built these dudes. Gabe Vincent, where are you? Kendrick Nunn, where are you? I built these dudes.
They got paid.
We
That's
built
the
these-
market. That's
Hey,
the
but
market.
I think that's Martell. I think that's Martell's point. They got paid, but we shouldn't have been the ones to pay.
We dictate that. I built these dudes. Eric Spoelstra built these dudes. We're not going to give you $100 million because all these other established shooters in the league has been getting money. No, we built you.
He's
Ain't
getting
gonna lie,
60
Martell.
somewhere else. He's getting
I ain't
70
gonna
somewhere else.
lie, Martell. You kind of cooking because goddamn it, Max Strus was right there. Like we already built your replacement, bro. Like we already built your replacement. You can get on that body.
I built a strong disdain for Duncan Robinson during that time when he got that contract. I said there's
0
absolutely
points,
no
2
way
games.
he deserved that contract.
You ain't came back from it. You
I
didn't
was
recover
heated.
from it, Damien.
You don't think so?
I'll say this: I recovered from it 2 years ago in the playoffs. When I saw him start to play a lot better, I said, "Okay, Duncan. Okay,
Duncan.
that's what I like. That's what I like.
My starting
That's
shooting
what I
guard.
like.
I still don't
His
have
game
no
improved.
jersey.
His game improved so much. I was like, okay. Now he's not just a shooter. He's actually driving the ball. He's making decisions. He can create a shot for himself. Cool. I like it. Then he started to make some plays on defense. I was like, oh, okay. You trying to turn up a little bit more now. I know you just ain't gonna be consistent, but hey, I see the effort. That's all I care
But I
about.
think the larger point is
But before he could put the ball on the floor, run his ass off the line. But if you run his ass off the line, he could put the ball on the floor. He could play make. He could distribute. He could do that Smitty, Hezzy, like
he started
he
being
did
able
that
to
on
run.
Amen Thompson too, or not
He
Amen.
started
what's
being
his
able to
name?
make that little pocket pass to Bam out the pick and roll and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like that's like that.
He-
Like that to me, like that was a significant part of like Duncan's growth, bro. Like, and I don't know, bro. Like, and I get it, bro. Like, hindsight is 20/20, 50/50. I don't know, damn saying. But in hindsight, it's kind of like, but in the moment, bro, it was absolutely a bad contract, and the way he playing now does not make up for the fact that it was a bad contract at the time.
I know we on one topic, but can you pull up that last comment right there? Where they're talking about Caleb Martin?
They ain't learned shit. they ain't learned shit, brother. My happiness. It's the second to last comment, man. They ain't learned shit.
Look. Whoever that is, Caleb Martin and his agent have to be highly upset right now because, for one, he took less money to go to Philly. He didn't take more. He took less money to go to Philly, and Philly has been a lot worse than we are this year. So
What was his offer? What was
I
the
think
Miami offer going to be? 6 for 30 or 6 for 40 or something?
Yeah, I think it was
Remember?
6 for 45 or something like that. He got much less than that to go to Philly. I was like, hey, you think you can win better than Philly? Hey, you go ahead. They haven't gotten past the
No,
6th round.
his
Haven't
agent
gotten past.
folded.
Then
He
get
thought
past.
he was
Then
going to
get past
get
the
him
second round
more
since
money.
and B been there. So
The agent fumbled, y'all. Let's be real.
oh, he sure did. He sure did. Oh
Yeah, 'cause
well.
why would an agent gets 10%? Like, why would he say, "Hey, sign here for 30 less"? He gets
No,
10% of the
he
contract.
thought no. So when he opted out, you can't opt back in for the same deal. So they thought they were going to get more money than $60 million. I don't know why, because Caleb Martin was coming off of a down year. If they would have paid Caleb Martin, we would have been screwed.
I don't know about screw. We would have just had Caleb instead of Haywood Highsmith. We would have had essentially the same roster now.
I'd rather have Haywood right now. I'd rather have Haywood.
You are a sick man.
We'd be in the second apron, though, wouldn't we?
Fine God, Martell.
Why are people so high on Hayward Highsmith? That's what I want to know,
brother. They are because they're nasty human beings. That's why.
Hey, we have a religious stand that comes in our space every single night, bro, and he will tell you all about Haywood Highsmith.
Bro, he almost converted me. That brother was preaching in that space as well. I think what happens is like again, like we've been sold kind of like this product. My boy Ricky J. Mark, he calls it well-marketed mediocrity. And they've kind of marketed this culture thing to the point like we developed these guys into real NBA players. And Haywood Highsmith is just another example of that, where we built him up from nothing and made him a defensive stopper. Like, no, you took him from nothing and made him nothing with potpourri on it. Like, that's what Haywood Highsmith is. Like, he's not really good at basketball. He's just kind of like scrappy. And they've kind of marketed that as like a good defender. And you know, Miami fans eat it up. Like, he's a solid defender. I ain't going to downplay it too much, but I don't know. It's actually been good. At what? He scored 0 points yesterday, brother.
Man, I think
it's really just the defense. Same thing for Drew Smith, really.
Yeah.
To be honest with you,
I've been confused on a lot of these players that people are so high on, like
Drew Smith.
I'm not high on him at all. I've never been. I was pissed when we signed him. I said Drew Smith out of all these other players. Drew Smith, that's who we signed.
But that was everybody. Everybody was in that same space, and now everybody talking like he's gonna be the next one up. Like I don't get it. Like how does 2 or 3 games fool this fan base like this?
No, but not even that role. It's like
wait. That last comment said if we want Fox, we're going to lose Highsmith. Lose a Highsmith? Why would you be upset about that? Oh my God!
He said Highsmith. He said Highsmith or Hero. Like it's a choice between the two. Like
I'm giving Highsmith. What you mean? Highsmith ain't that good to be put. Look, I'm not saying Hero or All-Star, but he's a lot better than Highsmith. I'm not.
You think Sacramento's gonna take a package without Tyler Hero in it for De'Aaron Fox?
Of course not.
What I'm saying is
that deal would be fired tonight.
Him saying or is like both of them are at the same level. They're not at the same level whatsoever.
Not even close.
Whatsoever. So, I mean, if you don't include one, you're going to have to include the other one almost immediately because, nah.
Go ahead, David.
But it just goes back like that comment right there. It just goes back to when I was like listening to people talking about the Dame trade and all these different type of scenarios. You want to trade away every other player other than Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo. And you think that like an organization is not going to want at least one of those players in the package. Like it doesn't make sense. Like you're going to have to say goodbye to a player at some point in the career. Like you may as well do it when you can get the highest value for it. And people just say, oh, if you would have went and got Dame, you would have had to give away the farm and this and that.
Bro, give away the farm.
Look at the farm. What are we watching the farm play basketball right now?
But hold on though.
We not. Hey, look. This not OKC. This we didn't.
No, but that's like
no draft. Come on now.
The role players that we have, which like like what do we do with Jovic? Because what is
trade him?
What is the point of keeping him if we're not going to play him? It makes absolutely no sense.
But
that's
see,
like
point.
Trade him. We're not using him.
We've made it in essence harder to trade him. Like it's just like when you minimize him to the point where he goes from being a starter at the beginning of the season to 22 games in, he's getting DNP coach's decision. That's putting like the rest of the league on notice that it's something stinky in the water over there. Like it,
But it's
but I'm not against trading him. I'm not against trading him. I'm not
But
against
that-
trading Jaime. Like,
and I think that's where Eric Spoelstra deserves some criticism too, because it's like, what's your consistency on these lineups? Like, what is your plan? What do you want this team to look like? What do you want them to do? If you're gonna have Bam says he does not want to continue to play the center. He wants to be a 4. He wants to be the 4. You draft the guy who's supposed to be the 5, and
You're not
he's
one of
not
them,
out
are you?
there.
you're not
You
one of
go
them.
and send him to
Are
the
you one of
G
them?
League. You go send him to the G League, and immediately he puts up 17. He puts up a double in the G
You were
League.
doing so good.
Yeah, but those are some fraudulent points though. Only because think
What
about
I'm
it.
It's the G
saying is,
League.
Some
but
of those
what
are
I'm saying
fraudulent
is,
points because
my
Orlando
thing is-
Robinson dominated the G League.
yeah,
my
this
thing,
is
my thing is, why are we drafting these players if we're not going to play them? That's my thing.
I agree with you.
We're not
because
going to
he's a
play
first
him.
round pick. No,
Why
I
are we
agree.
drafting him? He's
I
a
agree
first
to
round
that
pick.
point.
Use him.
I
You,
agree.
you draft a first round pick to send him to the G League. Name another team in the NBA who has a first round pick that they sent to the G League.
The
Other
Houston
than
Rockets.
Miami.
The Houston Rockets. They sent Cam Whitmore to the G League last year.
Last
And
year.
G
and
League
Amen
Jordan.
was Amen on the G League last year? Or
No,
No. He was.
he
was
played.
Cam. Yeah, Cam's not even in the rotation right now, which
Yeah.
is crazy. There,
Okay.
He's a first round pick though.
Other than Houston. Houston's a team that hasn't gotten to the playoffs in
wanted
who
to
knows
pick
how
them.
long. I'm not even going to count them right now. I know they got Ime Udoka over there, and they're playing a lot better this year. But let's look at the teams in contention. Let me put it to you that way. The teams in contention. Who and the teams that draft. Look at Boston. Look at their. I hate Boston, but they do right with about their players. Let's just be honest about it. I can't
But if
stand
you're
it.
in contention, your starter,
What they do.
your draft picks are late and not playing.
And
So
then-
I don't think that's relevant, But I agree
Even
with you.
even the Hawks. The Hawks, they're the first round pick they got. That guy is playing. Like,
Well, he better play. It's the
gonna
first.
draft
He's the
him.
first.
Yeah, I
we're
was
gonna
saying he was the number
draft-
one overall pick.
if we're gonna draft someone right there, and we say we drafted him to be able to allow Bam to play the 4, why are we not doing it? That's my thing.
Here's the thing: the issue with Spo and the Heat is their freaking blended builds of like, let's try to do Jovic in the starting lineup, let's try to do the young guys and contend at the same time. I think that's what's effing it up. Because Spo doesn't trust him because he still thinks we have enough. Pat thinks we have enough. We just need to be healthy. I think that blended strategy is fucking us up. I don't know.
I
What do
agree.
you think?
So if we go back,
Go
go
ahead.
back to the original question, can I answer that now, because I think y'all have an idea of what I'm
Yeah, go
going
ahead.
with this. It's Pat Riley, plain and simple. It's Pat. It's Pat. I'm sorry. I love Pat Riley, but it's Pat Riley. Pat Riley he has not surrounded this team with enough players to say that we can compete every year. It's enough for us being underdogs. We've been underdogs for entirely too long. We were underdogs before we got Jimmy. Once Jimmy came, we became even bigger underdogs because they didn't think we would get out the first round with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler has at least shown up in the playoffs every single year. He's been healthy. Let's just put it that way. Now, when it comes to Pat Riley drafting, he's missed on multiple players. I mean, we got Tyler Hero, but we could have got Devin Booker. Devin Booker at least went to the NBA Finals, and you can say what you want about that about them going to the NBA Finals, but he at least played his part when they got to the finals. First 2 games, Chris ball. Then the last 4 games of that series, he's the one that at least kept them afloat during that. Even though they lost the last 4, he's the only player that played consistent throughout those 4 games. There's too many times where we miss out on players that we should have drafted, and D Fox, we could have drafted him. There are too many players that we miss out on because Pat is not. I don't know if it's the scout team or what it was, but Pat is not surrounding his team the way he's supposed to. When we have chances to get players, and I bring this up every single time, when we had the chance to sign Kevin Durant and LaMarcus Aldridge, say what you want about LaMarcus Aldridge, but at that time he was still better than anyone else we had on the team as far as his size. He told him, go sign somewhere else for a year and then come to Miami. What GM tells somebody that? Who does that? And then when it came to the Kyle Lowry trade, I'm talking about the year before he actually got traded, when he fell asleep at the trade deadline. You mean to tell me someone who fell asleep at the trade deadline still is a GM in this league? Are we serious right now?
How did he fall asleep?
The only move he made was attaching the 2nd round pick to Dwayne Dedmon to get him off the roster. So a couple of things, like Pat Riley's not the GM, Andy Ellisberg is the GM. Pat Riley, the president of basketball operations.
Well, the president of basketball operations needs
when
to.
you say Pat Riley, are you talking about the entire front office, or are you just talking about Pat Riley specifically?
The entire front office is Pat, and everyone else is with him.
So this is my theory, because like, let me ask you another, do you include Spo in that category?
Yes, I do too. I include him too.
So we're on the same page here. I put it as the brain trust of the Miami Heat, and I agree with you 100%. That's been the problem. The brain trust of the Miami Heat has to include Spo, because he's the reason Josh Richardson's here. He's the reason Duncan got that extension. He's the reason Drew Smith is here. Like,
yes.
There are players on this roster that's
Spo. I don't get it.
Well, I can explain it to you. Spo got the reputation of being able to take shitbag players and make them NBA role players. But he likes that. That added to his resume as the best coach in basketball.
But my thing is,
why would I not want to keep doing that?
He also can play with superstars, though. We seen that we got 2 titles because we have superstars in the team.
But
we surrounded the team, so why not go back to that format? That's what I don't understand.
Think about it from Spo's perspective, though. Like, I've delivered 2 championships to this organization. My job is secure. I'm safe. Now I need to enhance my own legacy so that I can be somebody to be looked at. Like, Spo needs to be a name. I've already delivered 2 championships to this franchise. If I keep coaching these garbage players,
they're not going to give him that respect.
Spo is definitely respected around the league.
What I'm saying is, as far as like accolades wise, he's not going to get that.
Yeah. Nick Nurse got a Coach of the Year award. Like, who cares? Like, I don't think they care.
James Kingdom, real quick. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna be quiet.
Because these guys jumped in, and then we're gonna go to that. Yeah, go ahead. Yo, you there?
Yo.
I guess not. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Emster.
What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing?
Make sure that you guys go to his channel and hit that subscribe button.
I'm a NBA watcher. I'm not a diehard Heat fan, but I know some diehard Heat fans, and the ramblings are all the same. It all starts with Big Pat Riley, man. It all starts with Big Pat, man. Listen, I'm curious, though. So what trades do you think he could have done realistically that would have actually worked?
I got one.
Okay, go ahead.
Kyrie Irving.
Thank you.
Kyrie Irving. That's Kyle Lowry in the first. And the same package that got us Terry Rozier would have got us Kyrie Irving.
Throw in Jay Rich just for fun.
Yeah, but it was in the early stages. It was in the early stages of kind of like, it was after that whole anti-Semite shit came out. Like, in the
please tell me you know we had that trade in the talks. The only reason why it didn't happen is because they promised Kyle Lowry they wouldn't send him there. That's the only reason why it didn't happen.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that trade there, that changes the entire trajectory of the franchise. But it was
that one still hurt.
Okay, hold on. Let him ask another one. Go ahead.
Was he at Brooklyn though? Was he at Brooklyn though? Was this?
That was Brooklyn.
Yeah, he was in Brooklyn.
They were having a fire sale.
Thank God we didn't get Harden though, because fuck that.
I was saying,
I'd rather have Harden than freaking.
I would have loved to have James Harden.
But over the 2, I'd rather have Kyrie obviously than Harden.
100%.
At the time,
Kyrie Irving is my favorite point guard in the league. That's my guy. I defend him to the depths. That's my guy. So I would have loved to have Kyrie in Miami.
Elite basketball player. The James Harden thing was more around the bubble,
and he's a great leader. People underrate his leadership. He's a great leader.
I think he's shown
players love playing with him, and he always he lets his teammates be themselves. He never tries to down him. He always tries to. Man, if we had Kyrie Irving, I wouldn't be this upset right now.
All right, then let him ask another one. Go ahead.
No, that's just very. That trade, man, Brooklyn would have been so stupid to take that trade. I'm gonna be honest, bro. If I'm getting Kyle Lowry
they were having a fire sale. It didn't matter to them.
I know, but
they're just trying to acquire picks. They're trying to acquire picks, so they did.
Got to.
That is true, I guess. Dang.
You would have been on the Mikal Bridges led team, which would have been.
That is true. that is true. That would have gone to the Mikal Bridges led team. Or. Yeah, I guess. Or KD would have. Yeah, okay.
KD was going to. They would trade him to Phoenix for Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson.
Aside from Kyrie, most of those trades, though, I feel like it looks like in retrospect, Pat Riley made the right move not to get those players, though. Wouldn't you agree?
Do you think he made the right move in not acquiring Damian Lillard?
Well, I mean, if you went
break that down, though. Hold on, but break that down because when I see the NBA, send him a letter talking about he can't go to Miami only. When you see all these other superstars, KD he said either the Miami Heat or the Suns. He went to the Suns. Okay, all these other superstars, they get to pick and choose. But you have Paul George shaking hands with Joel Embiid.
It's
Okay,
because of the decision. That's what a lot of people don't understand.
they're still punishing
Because
us.
of the
They don't want to
decision.
skip parade down Biscayne
It's
Boulevard.
it's
But
because
Royal,
of the decision. The
you can
decision was
say
too public. It was too
yes.
public, and it was
Hold on.
too, and it put
But
too
Royal,
much. It put too much shine on Miami. So they
yes.
was like, no, we can't have this happen again.
Royal,
Yeah,
you can
I don't
say
think
that
that
the
was-
Miami Heat probably didn't do this or they didn't do that. But when you have the NBA plotting against you, how are you supposed to go against the machine?
So listen,
And
I
then
don't
hold
think
on, you got mainstream media talking shit into Joe Cronin's ear. Miami's gonna fleece you. When I'm telling you right now, in terms of the future of the Trailblazers, Tyler, Jaime, and Jovic would have complemented their whole roster a lot better than what they got back. Yeah, they were
And
able
they
to
would have got 8 and 2. Don't forget, because we
Huh?
would have been there either way. They said.
Yeah, so yeah, they still would have got 8 because that was a separate deal as opposed to the one that they ended up doing. My thing there was, we knew we were dealing with a contentious situation coming into it, and Miami did not offer what they had at the top. Hey, I don't know how you do this, but I do donos on my channel, so I'm gonna do it on yours. Want to thank Heat for him for the 199 dono. He said Tyler Hero budding all-star cap. But I think at the time, like, we knew we were dealing with a contentious situation with Portland. We knew that there was like animus there, and we still went in there and we tried to shit them. I believe if Miami had gone in there with more good faith, then that entire ordeal would have gone a different way. Now, whether or not people believe that Joe Cronin had this bitter kind of like feud with Miami, whatever, like that's going to dictate the way that you look at that situation. I believe Miami had a legitimate path to getting Dame Lillard, and they chose to shortchange Portland and try to be surly negotiators, and it backfired. Like that's what I believe happened. I believe it backfired with Miami trying to go in there and do the Godfather Pat Riley thing. We're going to give you worms. And because if you remember, it came out later, like, oh, they were willing to give up Caleb Martin. Why the fuck was he even in the deal to begin with? Like, why didn't we start with you can have everything outside of Bam and Jimmy? Take your pick. Not call me back when you have a better offer. No, bro, like, you're not in a position of strength in that situation.
I agree too, because it's not like we're dealing with a Danny Ainge who doesn't agree with Pat and we have beef. Like, Spo's dad was like a VP of something with the Portland Trailblazers. They had ties. You feel like, I'm sure there's still connections there. So like, I don't think there was like direct beef.
Hold on, Amir. The main problem was, or one of the main problems, you had guys like Bill Simmons. You had a lot of people. You had Woj. All he had to do was shut his mouth, and all Woj was doing before he left was run around here. Oh no.
We cannot blame Woj, bro. It should have never gotten there, because if you're gonna blame the media, then you have to blame Dan Le Batard for going on camera with that mouthpiece telling the Portland Trailblazers that you have to deal with us and that if you're not gonna get anything better. Because I swear, within 30 minutes, Milwaukee got that damn Woj bomb to come on the damn timeline.
But that's because he's claiming what Miami's saying. So is he technically wrong for claiming what Miami's already saying?
If Miami is saying that, that is the problem.
No,
you're not respecting Portland in the situation.
The NBA had too much of a hand in this trade. Like I said, no one's getting letters.
Never got there, Martell. If they did the deal in silence like they were supposed to and did it in good faith, then it would have been done before it ever got to the point.
I agree with you, but I'm saying, why is the NBA putting their nose in our business? And
I think it's just Portland. Portland's like, you, Dame, you and your agent, whatever the hell his name was, I forgot his name. I mean, a million videos about him. You took away our leverage by saying Miami only. You could have said 2 or 3 teams. We knew Beal has said multiple teams at the 6 times that he's been traded. He always wanted to come to Miami. They always say a couple. And also, Dame doesn't have the character of a player that I hate the most in the NBA, one of the most hated players, James Harden. You pull in the manifesto of James Harden and like you do what he does and you get your way. So Dame didn't push enough.
They should have respected Dame though.
But they took away Portland's leverage.
I know it don't work like that, but they should have stood on that.
They were going to, but until the choice was just mainly was only Miami. Once it was only Miami, he was like,
go ahead.
Johnny, what's up, buddy?
Peace, fellas. Peace and blessings, man. Why we let Holiday go? We could have grabbed Holiday. That's somebody we could have grabbed. He was available. Portland wasn't going to hold on to him.
Yeah, but
and y'all talking about Harden. I told y'all we should have been grabbed Harden. We should have been grabbed Harden. Our problem is not having a true ball facilitator, a true point guard.
That's true.
Bam is our best ball facilitator. We can't do that. We can't have them problems. Rozier, we thought was going to be that. He's not going to be that. That's why I said I miss Kyle Lowry, because Kyle Lowry was a true point guard at the end stage of his career. We couldn't hold on to him. We had to let him go. But still, We're missing that point guard, that ball facilitator that can get us in our offense. We are horrible offensively, and it ain't gonna get any
I won't
better
say we're
until we do
horrible
it.
offensively. We're
Mr.
not
Howard
horrible.
is crazy.
We're bad.
You are
We're
top
not horrible. We have a top 10 offense right now. It's not.
Hey,
It's
we're-
not horrible.
we're
If we
number
could play-
nine.
if we could play the
That
Lakers,
Lakers game doing a lot of heavy
no,
lifting.
listen, if we could play the
And
if we could play the
we beat
Lakers,
the Cavaliers last night. So I'm
no,
just
listen.
saying. I mean,
If we could beat the,
always
if we
gotta
could
be
play the
doing something
Lakers,
good.
if we could play the Lakers 4 or 5 times in a week, let's do that. I'll play the Lakers every day. Let's do that.
I played them all season.
So listen, to your question though, like why didn't we get Drew Holiday? I feel like that would have been the biggest bitch move Pat Riley could have did, like going to them, giving them the same level of assets for Drew Holiday as they would have for
No,
Dame.
give him less. What did Boston give
What
up?
is less?
No.
Boston gave up what?
See,
Robert
look.
Williams. They
So,
gave up Robert Williams.
So look,
Malcolm Brogdon
look.
in the first.
If you look at the,
We
if you
coulda
look
did
at
that.
the,
We coulda did
if
better
you look
than
at the
that.
difference between the two
We could have,
players,
but I ain't dealing with them after they just shitted on me for Dame. Like they just shitted. I'm not getting Drew, bro.
that's true. If you look at the difference between the two players, though, with Drew Holiday and Dame, who's been better since that trade? It's been Drew Holiday. I'm sorry, it's been Drew. Drew's the only one that's been making
As like an
impactful
individual
plays.
player.
I'm talking about not as an individual player. I'm not talking about individual stats or something like that. I'm talking about just as a player when it comes to their team success. It's been Drew Holiday.
Oh
Period.
yeah, Drew
Point blank,
Holiday is
period.
not a way better team.
He's done what he's needed to do. He's come up clutching multiple times. He's an Olympic gold medalist now. I mean, that has nothing to do with anything.
That is-
I just wanna
okay.
put that out there. But
It do
he
what happens.
he made clutch plays in the finals in order for them to win the finals in that series against the Dallas Mavericks.
Sure.
Drew Holiday has also improved his offense. His offense has gotten better. He's not now he's not a facilitator. That's not what he is. But he's a smart decision maker on the basketball court. That's the
he's a
reason why
facilitator.
Boston went and got him because Marcus Smart.
Holiday is a facilitator.
But that's-
Yeah,
I
I agree with Holiday. I think
Holiday
Holiday
is a facilitator. He's the
I'm saying as
perfect
a
point of
true,
attack
as like
defender.
I'm talking about as like a true point
Better
guard.
3-point shooter.
I'm talking
Nah,
about somebody
he's
that's gonna
all
get
of
you.
that.
I'm talking about
He's
somebody
all
that's gonna get you 9 to 11 assists a game.
Well,
How many
That's
He's
guys
not
like
Trey
that?
Young. He's
How
not
many-
Trey
how
Young.
many
He's
guys
not
like
the
this? Trey
GOAT.
Young,
He's not LeBron
Halliburton?
James. He's not
No,
LeBron James.
Yeah, like
He's
how
not
many
gonna
guys
do
you
that.
got like that in the league though? Like I think in
No.
the sense of like what a point
Exactly,
guard is.
nah.
I think Drew Holiday like exemplifies all the characteristics.
But what
that
I'm
you-
saying
No,
is, I would
the
have.
best
my
guy
point-
is 5 assists per game on our team. We need somebody to
point-
give us 7. We don't need
No,
9.
no,
We
no,
need
no.
7 per game. That's
I'm not
it. A
saying-
7 per game guy.
Cool with that. What I'm saying is, I would have been okay with Pat making that trade for Drew Holiday, even if it was the same assets. Because if you look at it, he would have given us more. He would have done more for our team than Dame, because Dame is not going to play defense. Let's be honest about it. I don't care what Dame said. Sometimes my defense is is not what everybody makes it. Your defense is trash, Dame. I'm sorry. Your defense is not good.
He's
Drew
trash.
Holiday is
But,
going
like,
to be.
that wasn't-
Who we got
Drew
that play
Holiday
defense?
was going to be
Who
great
we-
on both
who-
ends of the floor.
Who plays defense
I
on
would have
Miami?
rather.
I got a
I
question
would
for you,
I would
Marcel.
have made
But-
that trade if we
real quick,
when the table
real
went
quick,
and,
Dave,
and
real quick before you go, David. Like, but I think the issue there is that like our problem wasn't that we didn't have like defensive or whatever. Like we needed a top scorer on that roster to complement our 2 best players. Like and that's we still have the same problem. And Dame would have given us that. Like Dame would have given us somebody who can carry the offense on night in, night out basis while having Jimmy and Bam flank him. And I think that to me is like what you needed in that moment, not Drew Holiday to just come and be Kyle Lowry, super Kyle Lowry on this roster, bro.
Hold on real quick, because we have Go James Kingdom here, and I have to ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Why did LeBron bring Bronny into the NBA? Hold on, because I'm gonna stand on this. I'm gonna stand because listen, I was gonna leave it. I was gonna leave it for the next week because we have a huge debate with Davey and the boys. And with James Kingdom.
Hello.
This man Bronny doesn't even want to play in the NBA. And first of all, you had your king up there sit up there and run his mouth. Oh, Bronny better than half the NBA. And then as soon as they start cooking him and his son, oh, now I gotta duck from social media. Oh, I gotta take a leave of absence because they're frying and cooking my son on social media. He has no business being in the NBA, period. He should have stayed at USC. He has no business being in the NBA. And his father sat up there, and I get it. It's not
Stay in
it's not about what
USC?
you know. Hold on, because I'm gonna let
or
you
stay in college. Even if he transferred, he should
For
have.
what?
He should-
For
look,
what?
He has no business.
For
Hold on, Davey.
what?
He has
Johnny,
no
Johnny.
business
For
being in the NBA.
Johnny,
period.
let me talk to you before I debate you this Saturday.
Yeah, go ahead, Davey. Go get
Let
that
me
off.
talk to you
we're gonna
before
go
I
to
debate you this Saturday.
Let's make sure you show up Saturday. Now we waiting
I'm gonna
on
be
you.
here.
Now.
I'm gonna be here.
All
Look,
right
look,
now.
it was
All
my
right now.
it was
All
my
right now.
last week in DC. I just moved to Jersey with my wife and my
No
stepdaughter.
doubt.
So I had to spend time with my family before I left. They didn't want me to
Congratulations,
leave.
brother.
I can't tell the
Congratulations.
family no. Sorry.
Congratulations.
Yeah, go ahead, Davey.
Congratulations.
Go ahead, get it off.
But look, Bronny, whether he would stay at USC or not, does not belong in the NBA right now. I love the idea. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of him being able to play with his son, getting his son drafted to the Lakers, then being on the floor at the same time. I love the sentiment of it. But we're talking about basketball reasons only. What did Bronny do in college to say that he deserved to be a second-round draft pick or a draft pick, period, or to
He was
play in the
born with
NBA
the
right
greatest set of genes that a junior
now?
could have.
And I get it. I understand it. I understand
There's
that he had
over
a
30
near-death
players.
experience. I understand that.
We're gonna let you go last. We're gonna let everybody go, and then we're gonna let you cook at the end. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
He had a near-death experience.
This is
and
crazy.
I'm glad he's good. I'm glad he's alive. That I wish nothing but the best for Bronny. I want him to be successful. But at the end of the day, I think his success was ruined because he had to come out after one season, even though he didn't really play because of what happened to him. He didn't get a chance to develop his game anymore, and they're not allowing him to get his game developed fully by being in the G League because he's only playing the G League home games. He's not in any away games. You don't develop a player by only allowing them to play in home games. Allow them to play, period. And then he's getting special treatment. I get it. It's LeBron James' son, but he's the only one that gets to fly private just because it's LeBron James' son. What has he done to prove that he deserves that treatment? It's nothing. This basketball reasons, period. There's nothing he did basketball-wise to say that he should be with the Lakers right now or in the NBA, period.
Go ahead, Emser. Hold on. Go ahead, Emser, and then David, and then Royal and Amir, and then go James Kingdom. We'll close that out. But go ahead.
Hey, I mean, listen, shout out to Bronny, man. You know, he managed to somehow be a worse Thanasis. I didn't think it'd be possible. Because Thanasis at least stayed in the NBA for a long time. Listen, I got respect for Bronny, I guess. You can mention 30 other second-round draft picks. Not all of them get guaranteed contracts. Not all of them you get to say, I want to only play at, away home games. And, hey, good for him, man. That moment was cool. Game 1, it was cool. It was a cool moment, Shout out to Bronny. I don't really care. I mean, give it a couple years, we'll all forget because then LeBron will be retired and then who knows? But
Go ahead, David.
Shout out to Go James, bro. Way to get your moment. But your son's cooked. Love LeBron. Love what he does for the NBA. Great family man, of course. I mean, obviously he's the greatest family man of all time for getting his son NBA minutes when he didn't deserve one of them. Okay, so you gotta tip your cap to him, but it is what it is, man. We're not gonna be talking about Bronny soon, so it's all good, man.
Go ahead, Royal.
I want to read your dono first.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have an impulse control problem. Thank you, Heat Farm, with the $4.99 dono. He said we should bundle Highsmith when he's playing well and Rozier for a true PG and a first-round pick. You should start.
Hold on. We'll move on from that, but hold on. But go ahead, Royal. What is your opinion with Bronny James? Because like I said, his father sat up there and lied to the whole NBA.
Listen, bro. I'm with Goat James, bro. Like, I feel like he should be in the NBA. Like, this is the most discussed number 55 overall pick of all time. LeBron James has made the NBA billions of dollars. They could spare a couple million for his son to get
but we
live
talking
out his
about
dream.
basketball, though. We're not listening.
I get it. But I have to watch Drew Smith play basketball. I had to watch Hayward Highsmith. I had to watch Chris Silver be in the NBA. I had to watch Cal Gott. I had to watch Willie Showtime Reed play in the NBA. Well, I do not mind watching Bronny James be in the league. There are several people who do not deserve to be here.
Hey, but they're in the league though. He's not. But go ahead.
A lot of them out though. Like they daddy never gave nothing to the league. When LeBron James retires, he will be treated just like every other player. The harsh reality of the league will hit his ass fast. He will be playing in away games, riding on public transit. They probably have him catching the city bus.
Royal, he won't be playing at all.
Yes, he will be, bro. He
will not be playing at all.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I only thought white people can get away with this type of nepotism. So this is nepotism at its finest. Again, it's cool. He got like Ken Griffey and his dad got to play, but actually both were really good. But that was kind of cool to see them play for a minute together. But I don't know. I'm more on like Zaire Wade should be in the NBA over Bronny. That's the real debate. Who's
talking
better?
about some shit? That boy, that's some shit.
So go James Kingdom. It's all you. I'm on mute because we let everybody talk. Go ahead. I'm on mute.
Yep. This your time, my guy.
You guys are hilarious, man. You guys should actually have a whole show about Bronny since y'all know about Bronny so much in the basketball world and GMing and all of this stuff here. Find it funny. Nepotism, all these great words, all this comedy stretch that y'all got going on right now. At the end of the day, Bronny James was going to make the NBA if there wasn't an NBA rule that you have to wait a year out of high school to actually be in the NBA. Then he did have the incident where, yes, he did have cardiac arrest. At 19 years old, he was a young man recovering from heart issues, cardiac issues. So, yeah, he didn't have a great college career. He didn't have all that great legacy that people expect him to have. But he was worthy of being drafted. He went to the combine. Plenty of teams saw him. Plenty of teams worked him out. And he was going to be drafted by other teams other than the Lakers. So LeBron James had nothing to do with Bronny James being drafted. He is a very highly potential player. He has the athleticism to play in the NBA, and he is definitely a rough diamond that needs to get a time to see what he can do. No one said that Bronny James was going to be the greatest player ever, but LeBron James. That's his father. You guys are going to criticize a father for thinking his son could be better than any other NBA player?
Hold on. Wait.
No, don't wait nothing.
You said we gonna let him ISO. Let him ISO.
Wait. I don't want to hear none of this. I heard white man nepotism. You ain't say wait.
Let him do his thing.
When Mickey Arison's fucking whole family is a part of the whole front office of the Miami Heat, I don't want to hear shit. Don't come with the nonsense. LeBron James is not a GM. He has nothing to do with Bronny James getting a contract. He has nothing to do with that. He is LeBron James. And if he is such, you are going to be in for some trouble on Saturday because that's just going to be added to the GOAT resume. Hold on, shit. None of your players could add their son to the NBA. That's what you're basically saying. That's how great LeBron James is, that he can legitimately make his son, who is an illegitimate basketball player, get a 4-year guaranteed contract and also say, you know what? Fuck y'all. I'm going to not go on the road because I can fly private. I'm Bronny James, bitch. I got more followers than any one of you motherfuckers. I sell more jersey than any one of you motherfuckers. I'm Bronny James. Nigga, I'm not flying commercial. This ain't 1990s. I ain't flying commercial. What's wrong with you? Again, the young man is pressured because we got guys like you all day long talking about a 19-year-old kid. Yeah, he's not going to sleep at the Holiday Inn. He's not going to sleep at the daycare center and hang out with some bums that are making $40,000 a year to play basketball. That's Bronny James, my friend. He is a potential NBA star, and that's what the Lakers are treating him as. We all see the Heat do it. We all see NBA players, NBA teams grab players that none of us think are going to be stars, and they're supposedly going to be a star 2 or 3 years down the line. Bronny James is one of them. Stop hating on the GOAT because he got his son in the NBA, if that's how you want to see it. His son was good enough to make the NBA. His son is in the NBA, and he can do. He had a block the other day. Shit. I wish one of my Miami point guards was out here getting fucking blocks. We got Rozier out here on the bench.
I blocked Paul George in real life, and I'm a 6-foot version dude. I played with him at Fresno State.
Because listen, to say LeBron James is not the biggest lead GM ever, that is the nastiest lie I've ever heard on YouTube. Because when he was on the Cavs, he flipped D-Wade, he flipped Crowder, he flipped Derrick Rose. First of all,
yeah, you.
Answer your question.
A lot of
You told a couple lies in there, Martell.
Hold on. To answer
Where
your
lies?
question
Tell me what lie. Lie number one. Give me lie number one that I said, please.
Hold on.
Well, if you don't think LeBron James got Bronny James in the league, then how do you explain the?
How does he get him in the league?
How did he get a 4-year guaranteed contract?
How do you explain? How do you explain? How do you explain? No, there's other players who've got and from the second round. Yes, you guys don't know basketball. There's other players because I don't pay attention to that shit. We've talked about this on.
You just
Wait. We talked about. I don't have those players' names off the memory. We talked about this on Go James Kingdom. There are players who got drafted in the late second round who also got guaranteed contracts. You guys don't know basketball.
Not 4 years.
Yes. Don't say what they got. They got guaranteed contracts to play in the NBA. You're sitting here upset that Bronny James.
They got $40,000 contracts.
They got guaranteed contracts, my friend.
But that's not 4
you
years,
don't know.
$7
You
million.
only know. No, you only know what Bronny James got because you know everything about Bronny James and the James family. That is your problem. You know nothing about basketball, but you know more about LeBron James and his family.
55th overall pick.
And that's happened in NBA, and that's happened in NBA history. He's not the first, and he's not going to be the last.
Okay.
He's not the first, and he's not the last. He's not the first, and he's not going to be the last.
Disagreeing. We agree. First round picks get guaranteed. Second rounds don't, but they do get it sometimes.
My question to the panel.
The Lakers already made that money back. They already made that money back. The man sold over 100-some million. The man already made the money back.
But I'm not arguing that though. But I'm just saying, like, you got teammates making $4 million.
We just talking about
He's in
y'all not talking basketball because the young man is working out day in and day out and preparing himself to play basketball. You guys don't know what Bronny James goes through. You don't know his workout regimens. You don't know what none of these guys do. You guys sit here and talk all the time. That's why you guys are mad at Pat Riley for this, and you mad at the Heat organization for that. None of that shit got nothing to do with basketball.
Is this like this all the time?
I'm like this all the time.
Yeah,
wait. I get like this. Hold on, wait. I get like this when I sit here and listen to people speak, and then when it's my turn, I get cut off. And now I can't speak. I can't say what I gotta say. But you have so much to say. You have so many questions for A. Johnny and Goat James Kingdom, but you don't allow me to respond. I put my mic low tonight because there's no ticket TV here. So my mic is at y'all levels. I hope y'all feel comfortable with this because I came here to talk about the Heat, not y'all obsession with LeBron James and his family.
I mean, it was just a topic, so it doesn't feel like an
It was the topic, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's not a topic. It's not a topic. It is disrespectful for you gentlemen to step on the mic every time, just like all these other people on YouTube make all these outlandish claims without any validity, without any true proof and evidence, just for the fact for you to say, I just can't believe you don't believe LeBron's a GM as well. You have no proof that LeBron James is sitting with the Lakers organization and brass and saying, you must give my son a 4-year guarantee deal, draft him, also not let him do this. What are y'all talking about?
I never said
that's what it's saying. That's what you're saying LeBron James is as a GM. He has nothing to do with Derrick Rose going over there. In fact, he has nothing to do with Kyrie Irving being traded away for Isaiah Thomas. What are y'all talking about? He has nothing to do with Mike Miller leaving the Heat. He has nothing to do with none of that.
You're attributing imaginary arguments.
No. I heard somebody say this.
No one here said that.
Martell said it. Martell said it.
Thomas? I don't think anybody said
Martell did say this.
What the Lakers need to do, because to answer your question, they need to blow that up. Trade AD for what's left of him. Trade LeBron James for what he's left of him, and move on. I only did that because I know that they
trade AD because he's the one that ain't gonna win you no titles. We already know LeBron James can win you a title. AD ain't doing that. So
not with the roster he has now, though. Not with this roster.
Hey, before we switch topics, though, can I ask the
roster.
panel, is 0.0% from 3-point range good?
Depends
And
on
29% from the field. Anyway,
Bronny was just never ready, in my opinion. It's like what you said. He went through all those different things. I understand why they
Amir knows those stats, but he don't know no other player stats that were drafted.
Yeah, no, like I don't disagree. I think Bronny James deserves.
What's Khalil Ware stats? What's Khalil Ware stats in the G League? Since you know so much, how good is he playing or not? Do you know that?
He's playing a lot better than Bronny James.
Yeah, like 17, 20,
17 and 12, and
okay, there you go. So worry about Khalil Ware. Don't worry about Bronny James. You're not a Lakers fan.
Again, since we're still on here, like I'm going to talk about Bronny James, but like I think I disagree in the sense that Bronny James doesn't deserve to be in the NBA. I think he does. I think he's earned his place in the league. I said that. Bro just wasn't listening. But like I do think that LeBron James has something to do with that. Like whether or not he's in there negotiating on behalf of LeBron James, I'm not gonna get into that. But to say that like the LeBron James factor has nothing to do with Bronny James getting a fully guaranteed contract as a second-round pick, that sounds absurd to me. I feel like that is just kind of like a thank you to LeBron from the league. It's not to say that the man won't be worth it in a couple years or whatever, but like he ain't worth that now. Like he ain't worth the
NBA is a
contract that he got.
business, my man. Nobody does that for no black kid from Akron. Nobody's doing that for
They
LeBron.
do when you consider the greatest player of all time.
No, that Jordan was considered the greatest player of all time, and Jeffrey out here sniffing coke in the middle of a morning session. What are y'all talking about?
His children went to
nobody wanna hear-
UCF to play
Nobody
basketball.
want to
over
hear
there.
that.
They did not go
Nobody-
to USC, bro. Like they
Nobody,
didn't
nobody
have the basketball
nobody-
talent to even
Again,
go to a D1
Jordan,
program.
obviously,
Exactly.
Jordan's nepotism and bloodline is not enough to get his son into anything great in life. That's the facts. If that's what you guys are upset about, that LeBron James is such a great father that he's
who
put his
said
son
that?
in the right
Nobody
position.
said that.
Because yes, you
You
did.
make
Just
stuff
wait.
up.
You got to the point to this conversation
let
to
him
call
go,
me a liar, to say what I'm saying is absurd. You asked me a question just to ridicule me and then get upset how I respond to your silly comments. Come on, brother. I'm a grown man. I can handle a conversation, but can you handle the conversation? Because I'm speaking like a grown man here, not like a child. You guys are sitting here talking about nepotism in the NBA. You guys are talking about LeBron James, an NBA player, being a GM to the point to where he's making the Los Angeles Lakers the greatest franchise in
Do you think
basketball.
nepotism doesn't
Draft-
exist in the NBA?
Not to the point where an NBA player can get his son drafted. No, that's not how it works. Nepotism means I own something and pass it down to my son. Nepotism is Jerry Buss passing down the team to his daughter. That's nepotism. LeBron doesn't own the Lakers. He cannot pass down something that doesn't belong to him. That's
He
not
passed down his
nepotism.
DNA and his.
Can I?
See, look. You can't help. You can't help the conversation. You have to figure out some way. Well, damn, man, please let me hate on LeBron. Hate
Okay,
on
can I
LeBron
have-
all you want
I have
to,
a
but don't do it while James Kingdom's here, because all you.
I don't
gonna
hate
do is get
LeBron.
exposed.
LeBron gave us 2 championships.
You are hating LeBron because you're hating on Bronny. That's hating
I
on
hate the
LeBron. You're
Lakers.
making excuses.
How was I hating on LeBron?
A
So it can't be
19-year-old kid.
nepotism that
No,
LeBron
wait.
got nothing to
That's
do
not
with
the same
something.
thing.
Tyler Hero to the top. Only reason I'm going at him because he called me a liar. He's saying I'm absurd. The rest of y'all were making fun of LeBron and hating on a 19-year-old kid. There is something wrong with you. You are
I didn't
disturbing.
call you a liar. I didn't call you a
giving
liar,
a
bro. I just
basketball
said
analysis. How was that hate?
I didn't call you a liar.
I
I
didn't
said
bring
your
no
I
narrative
did
to
say your
this.
argument.
How was
I
that?
brought
I did say
no
your
narrative
argument is
to
absurd.
this.
Do we not
how was it
remember
because-
what
Wait.
Knicks
I
fans did
remember-
when they drafted Porzingis?
Johnny, let me ask you a serious question, bro. Because this is kind of irritating me a little bit when it comes to what you say. How is it just because that we have a different perspective of what you say that we hate on someone? We never said that, you know what, LeBron deserves to be out of the league, like he's dumb for doing this. We never said any of that. I'm speaking from strictly a basketball perspective. I watch college basketball. I'm a huge college basketball fan. When he was out there playing, I wanted LeBron to get more opportunities so he could show his game. I think that he has the capabilities of being an NBA player, but I just think that because of his situation, because of what happened to him, I believe he should have been in college for just one more season. I'm not saying 2 or 3 more, just one more season to show what he's capable of and then go to the league. That's all I ever said. I never said that he was absolute trash, that he should have never even have an opportunity to get to the NBA. All I'm saying is because of what happened to him, he should have waited because if you look at his stats, just from that, he was only averaging like 3 or 4 points per game. That's not enough to say that, hey, he deserves to be a second-round pick. That's all I'm saying. I'm talking from strictly a basketball perspective. You can't say that someone's hating on something when we're looking at it from just a basketball perspective. I never said that he was absolutely terrible. All I'm saying is you give the kid another opportunity to play in a competitive league that's going to help his development to the NBA, then give him a chance to be drafted. That's all I ever said. And LeBron, who says LeBron wasn't going to be there next year? We know LeBron is not going to retire anytime soon, maybe the next 2 or 3 years, but he's still playing at a good level. So why not wait a little bit to give you another chance to show exactly what he could do? And if not in college, at least have him play all the games in the G League and not only home games. That's all I'm saying. That's not hate. That's just a basketball perspective.
To answer your question, it is hate, no matter how eloquently you just described all of this. It is considered hate because you're not actually speaking truthfully. The NBA draft players based off of potential. Potentially, he does have all the basketball attributes that you want from a player that you're going to draft in the NBA draft. He was that prior to going to college. He was an All-American player. That means he was one of the best players in high school, coming out of high school as a senior. What derailed his career and derailed his potential ability was his heart condition, which eventually he got over. So the NBA was drafting him based off of his potential, which he actually does have. So he's earned the right to be in the NBA. Playing with his father had nothing to do with it. Is his father helping him? Because, yeah, Clutch Sports is his agent. Obviously, they're going to protect Bronny James no matter what. That's their job to do that as an agency. So they're doing the job of protecting their client, who is a potential NBA star, who is also just a regular star outside of playing the game. There is no need for him to go to college. He doesn't have to stay in. He's not going to learn nothing from the college game that's going to translate into the actual NBA. They don't play the same style of basketball. They can't do that. So it's best for him to go now, learn what he can with the professionals, be the pros, be with the pros to be what he's trying to become, a professional NBA basketball player. Half of the players who get drafted never have college experience. You say you watch a lot of college. You should know this. Majority of the players drafted don't have a lot of college experience. Kyrie Irving was the #1 draft pick, and he played, 10 games in Duke? Again,
he didn't play just 10 games. He also played in the tournament. That gave him playing in the tournament put an eye on him. It gave an idea of what he was capable of.
Again, I gave you.
But Bronny didn't have that. Bronny didn't have that opportunity.
And Bronny didn't get picked first. That's why he got picked 55th. That's why he was a late second round pick. He was picked where he was supposed to be picked.
I do agree with that part.
He's a late second round pick. You guys are making a big deal over nothing. Now, if you want to say anything was a spectacle in this whole situation,
you made this a big deal.
No. How? Every last one of y'all had a question for me. Wait, I joined this panel to talk the Miami Heat. As soon as I got on, instead of me talking the Miami Heat with my Heat fans, I got 6 guys had one question.
Blame Martell.
Martell asked the question.
I'm not finna take shots from Martell. You're not gonna shoot at me because Martell fucked up.
That's Martell. He's stirring the pot.
Martell fucked.
Wait.
Y'all are foul for that. Y'all are foul for that.
Whatever.
You know what? I can tell every last one of y'all got Michael Jordan as the GOAT because y'all don't take one for the team.
Listen to Johnny. Hold on. Guys, hold on, because we have to end the stream. Listen to Johnny.
Every man for themselves. Take this shot. You better fucking catch this rebound, Martell. They were bricking like a motherfucker.
Listen, I brought you on the show for a reason. That's why I continue to bring you back. Listen, I want to have good content. I know how you are, and I know what to say to keep it going, and I know that certain people will agree.
God.
Hey, gang. Martell, pass my information to him.
Yo, matter of fact, Martell, get
on the basement whenever you want to, bro.
Martell, go ahead and ban this Joey Welch dude for being very absurd and obnoxious in the comments.
Yes, I got you. Insane.
And again, like I said, I am very casual when it comes to talking basketball. The problem I have is that, like people say, my supposed opinions or my views are so outrageous.
Get him out there too.
They
legitimately same guy, some bot or some shit.
They legitimately don't let me speak. They legitimately come at me and be. I listen to everybody say some wild stuff. I mean, I heard y'all say some foul things about Pat Riley. I'm not gonna come at you wrong. You're a Heat fan. You got a right to say what you want to say. But it seems like when I say something, it's a problem. Y'all ask me a question and I respond. Now, once you start cutting me off and saying like this, hold on, time out, like ticket needs. They don't time out. We in the middle of the game right now. So I got the ball in my hand. You better stick me because I'm finna score on your ass. Don't do that. Let's be real.
We need a point guard, Johnny. We need you to play point.
We do. We need a point guard. As soon as we get a point guard, everything will change. Bam will be the Bam that we know. All of that will change. It's killing us because we can't really get into our offense. We can't get into our offense. Everything is predicated. And mind you, we have nobody that can penetrate and attack the basket.
Hold on 1 second, Johnny. This is not to cut you guys off. Everybody in the chat, thank you guys for coming on the show. Make sure that you guys come on Saturday. It's going to be Refuse to Lose versus GOAT James Kingdom. Make sure that you guys are there. And Johnny, listen, you will always be able to talk on this platform. Obviously, there's a bunch of guys on this platform. It's going to get heated, but no one is purposely trying to cut you off. You and Royal definitely have to do some content.
Yo, bro, get my info, gang. Like, we have to stream together, bro.
Yeah, listen, GOAT James Kingdom. I'm A. John.